sorry, that's for a Democrat show.
No matter what the technical difficulty is, this man is a professional. He goes all the way.
What you represent to them is freedom.
Was an extremely great conservative commentator. We're tearing it up on Wednesday night. This is awesome. This will allow me to report.
Well, this is Jersey Joe for the Reaver Common Sense Show. 8 p.m. on shrmedia.com.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show.
And welcome to the Reaver of Common Sense, making sense out of the senseless. The Jersey Takeover is here. We have expanded to 2 hours every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Remember to join the live chat. Go to shrmedia.com, click on the chat room, join the conversation. Sorry, I was eating breakfast right before getting on and had to rush it. If you want to watch a live broadcast, go to Reaver.one, click on the live stream, watch the live show. All right. How's everybody doing today? Today is March 24th. March is just sliding on by pretty quickly. So, this anti-Trump movement, it is hitting a real low. Their big idea is they haven't been able to take down Trump. So they'll attack his wife. And it's been going on for a little while now. It's not something new. And I'm sitting back and finding the irony in the Trump supporters, Cruz supporters. Because I have heard every excuse out there that Cruz is not responsible. It is Cruz's campaign. He can come out in the media and condemn these actions and denounce them. But what does he do? He ignores them. He allows these attacks on Melania Trump. But then when Trump gets a little pissed and says, you know what, I got some secrets on you and your wife, and if the attacks keep up, I will reveal them. Cruz throws a hissy fit, starts rambling off at the mouth, lying his fucking ass off. And then I start seeing pieces written how Trump is attacking Cruz. And they claim, well, you know what? I'm just going to say it. That is, I'm seeing more and more in common between Cruz and Obama than anything. Not saying he's, oh, well, yeah, I am saying he's Obama. He's the right version, the extreme right. And I've said it before, he gets elected, nothing will get done. He'll be just like Obama, except for the conservatives. And there's people that want that are making excuses for that. That's childish, because nothing is going to get done. Nothing. They're both junior senators. or was, for one. Both civil rights, constitutional attorneys, both graduate from Harvard. Both of them use the exact same tactics, and the only ones that can't see that are the Cruz supporter. Everybody else sees the tactics that Cruz is using. Oh, he's not a liar. He tells the truth. He tells it like it is. He's anti-establishment. Yeah. And if you believe that, I got a bridge for sale. Everything he's done in the Senate has been a dog and pony show, has been choreographed to make him look. He did nothing that would hurt his campaign. Everything was choreographed. That filibuster wasn't a filibuster. It didn't stop anything. How many times have we heard something going on underhanded with his campaign, and all we hear is, I have no responsibility to that. It wasn't me. I'm blaming Trump. All I hear is finger pointing at a Cruz. Well, it was a volunteer that did it. Oh, it was CNN. Oh, and it was a PAC that did it. I have no control over. He points his finger everywhere else. And then the anti-Crusaders knew low, assaulting Melanie Trump. Does Donald Trump's beautiful wife make you want to vote against him? Would it help if she was completely naked? This year's Republican primary contest has seen some pretty weird stuff. But the latest anti-Donald Trump ad campaign is in a league of its own, and not in a good way. The anti-Trump GOP Super PAC Make America Awesome does some excellent work, generally affecting a happy warrior ethos of relishing the political fight without taking any of it too seriously. But the group's latest ad campaign is a swing and a miss. Make America Awesome produced a series of Facebook ads targeting Mormon voters ahead of Tuesday's Utah Republican presidential caucus. The state is about 60% Mormon. And now, on a side note, there's a lot of questions popping up about those elections. There is people stepping forward that said they were given handfuls of ballots to fill out. How does Trump pack in over 20,000 people into a rally, but only gets 8,000 people voting? I think some shenanigans were pulled in Utah. That online voting. But you know what? He lost. It's done with. We'll go on. Does it need to be looked at in the future? Yes, it does. So there is no shenanigans in the future. What's done is done. We should go on. And again, it's every time there's an issue that's going on with the election, it always revolves around Cruz. The ads assume Mormons will be repulsed by Trump's pro-choice record, his unelectability, and his naked wife. Mrs. Trump is the lovely Melina, who has had a pretty decent modeling career. In 2000, she posed naked for British GQ magazine. And let me tell you, people, I've seen the pictures. There is nothing showing on her that I can't go to a pool or a beach, I would see more. And that ad that was sent out by Make America Awesome, reproduce the photos with the text, meet Melanie Trump, your next first lady, or you could support Ted Cruz on Tuesday. What's wrong with this? Let's count the ways. The dirty move against the candidate's family member. Spouses are non-combatants unless they're wearing a uniform. There are times when family members of candidates grab the mic and hit the campaign trails for their husbands or wives. And of course, there are occasions when a candidate's spouse talks policy. But the idea that a 16-year-old nude photo of a leading candidate's wife is fair game is bullshit. And again, I hate the text of nude photos. Nude photos show fully naked women for everything to bear. These photos do not. Unless I'm missing something and I haven't seen the full nude, I've always seen where breasts are covered. I mean, cleavage might be showing, something that you see every day in America. You might see a side buttocks. Again, you can see that much if you go to the beach. Stomach, legs, arms. That's all I've seen with nothing covering. And it's, I'm sorry, I call shenanigans on this. Attacking his wife. And you want to know something? Even if she did pose fully naked, who gives a shit? She wasn't a porn star. Nothing wrong with that. She wasn't a Playboy bunny. Nothing wrong with that. She is from Europe. Nothing wrong with that. And they have different standards. They don't have a stick up their ass about the woman's body. I don't want people running around naked, but Jesus Christ, people, get the stick out of your ass and relax. This is where you give Democrats fuel for the Republican war on women. When they have ammunition like this, you give them power. It's they scream and yell about Trump and his demeanor, and they criticize him for stooping low. And then what do? They go lower than him, which I don't think Trump stooped low. This was low and disgusting, and it's not the first time. And it wasn't just the PAC that did it. Make America Awesome isn't the first to fall into this trap. When the GOP's initial anti-Trump strategy of hoping and praying he failed, the next idea was to hit Trump hard, go right at his core. Marco Rubio, easily the most uplifting, made for TV as opposed for made for reality TV candidate in the race, stepped into the ring. Some of Rubio's attacks were direct hits. He's a con artist. Again, these are not my views. These are views of the article. He runs on the idea he is fighting for the little guy, but he has spent his entire career sticking it to the little guy. And he's uplifted a lot of the little guys. You know, when you're in business, it's your company or somebody else's. And if you're not in it to win it, you're not going to succeed in business. If you're more worried about other people's companies, you're going to go down in flames. Where is everybody crying and screaming about Apple? They've stepped on a lot of toes. Microsoft, good Lord. I mean, the guy's been sued how many times for monopolies and all that? He's tried to put everybody out of business, Bill Gates has. But others were cringeworthy. If not in the heat of the moment, then at least in retrospect. He suggested Trump wets his pants at one debate, made fun of his looks, needled him about the size of his hands, and Trump's still getting shit over that, where Marco Rubio is the one that ran his mouth and came up with it. And then they're saying that Trump is not innocent because his response was little Marco. Yeah, that's hitting real low. Little Marco. He was going at about the height and then claiming he was sweaty. Now, the guy was sweaty. He was constantly wiping his head. I know they're under the lights, but oh my God, no wonder why he has to drink so much water. But the point is, the GOP went low and had Marco Rubio do the attacks, and it failed them. There's another element to the hypocrisy. The GOP is supposed to be the party of family values, or treating marriage as an institution worthy of honor and desecration. However much you may think Trump violates this perception, two wrongs don't make a right. The low regard the ad shows for religious voters, and the writer of this article grew up in Lakewood, New Jersey, and there is ultra-Orthodox Jewish community there. And I mean ultra-Orthodox. And there's nothing wrong with it, but they're pretty strict there. And he can't imagine the strict religious Jews believing that sending the pictures of naked women is an appeal to the better angle. In fact, I think the opposite. Maybe Mormons are different. We're told the ads were targeted to Mormon women, as if that excuses the insult to the voters that are at the core of the message. Anyway, this is the internet where naked images of famous women go viral, but the ad was basically a ripoff of a notorious CNN news segment from a week ago. People keep saying this election is a battle for the survival of the GOP. Maybe. But if this is how the party of faith and family value fights for its life, it's dead already. That was disgusting. And yes, I know Cruz does not have control over these PACs. I keep hearing and finger pointing every which way, and Cruz has no hands on anything. It sounds like the last 7 years of the President Obama's administration. He's always pointing the fingers everywhere else when something happened. It's appalling to me. I mean, you're constantly pointing your finger. And I see a common denominator between him and Cruz and Obama Obama didn't even have these issues, as many issues, I should say, when he was in the primary. And Cruz is already having a lot of issues. What do you think his presidency will be like? You're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on shrmedia.com and High Plains Pundit Radio. We'll be right back.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
You have been listening to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch the Reaver of Common Sense show, hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on shrmedia.com and highplains.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else, so consider this your fair warning.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
You got a business. That you didn't build that.
a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean.
Dude, I'm not saying capitalist to you, bro.
Sackhead Clint.
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
Also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, 'cause I'm drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on shrmedia.com.
Every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, it is the Reaver After Dark, hosted by Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe, and Jersey Crash, right here on shrmedia.com and highplainsdailynews.com.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guide. Because truth is not always pleasant.
If you missed any of the Reaver of Common Sense or Reaver After Dark show,
I don't want to be me. I don't want to be anymore.
just go to Reaver.one. While you're there, click the like button so you can keep up with everything Reaver. Now, back to the show.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show.
And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I am your host, Jersey Joe. Give me 1 second. I'm in the middle of checking some information out, and I apologize. Yeah, almost done. There we go. All right. We're talking about some of the attacks that have been going on against Trump. And they're not attacking Trump anymore because it has not been a successful endeavor to attack Trump. So now it's let's attack his wife, who has stayed out of it. I mean, she's given one or two interviews because, well, they're clamoring to talk to her. She's pretty much stayed out of it, stayed out of the politics. I mean, this is not new. Last August, Glenn Beck, Mr. Cruz's right-hand man, Mr. Cruz's jock supporter. I mean, if Cruz stops 1 second too fast, Glenn Beck would have his head so far up Cruz's ass, it wouldn't be funny. Glenn Beck, at last August, attacked Melania Trump, the wife of GOP frontrunner Donald Trump, by accusing the former fashion model of posing nude and lesbian porno shots. Again, there was no the important parts of a female showing. She was a model. The accusation came as part of a lengthy Facebook post Beck wrote last summer criticizing the Trump candidacy. The talk radio host prefaced his comments by stating, "This is not an attack. This is an honest question." No, it was an attack. I could put in, this is not an attack, but I'm going to punch you in your friggin' face. This is not an attack. I'm not a shill for Ted Cruz, but everybody else is a shill that backs Donald Trump. They're all shills. They're being paid by, but I'm not, no, I'm not just an honest journalist, and I'm backing Cruz, and I'm holding his nuts. This man has lost his mind. But remember, he attacked Mrs. Trump and then proceeded, "This is not an attack. This is..." Oh, yeah. Why is that man always crying? Is he that big of a pussy, or just he thinks it's dramatic and it helps his cause? Because everybody I hear talking about him, he cries too much. He's weak. And people are, I'm hearing it all the time. I used to be a Glenn Beck fan, and I'm a Cruz supporter, but this man has gone off the wagon. He's gone too far. He's going nuts. And I'm hearing that a lot. It's not just, okay, well, I'm a Trump supporter, and I hate Glenn Beck. No, I'm a fan of Glenn Beck, and I'm a supporter of Cruz, but this man has gone batshit crazy. He has. He's gone nuts. But then he proceeds to list his issues with the New York billionaire, which included a swipe at the candidate's wife. Beck claimed that this is a Trump presidency. The first lady would be the first to oppose nude and lesbian porno shots. Why do they keep, and I keep hearing Cruz supporters, she's a lesbian. She didn't even pose naked. These people are twisting it so much. And again, this is what gives the left ammunition for the Republican war on women. Because of idiots like Beck. Like idiots of Make America Awesome. Stupidest pack I ever heard. You sound like Trump supporters at that part. At that point, I should say. Beck's accusation, which as of yet is unverified by any credible source, was blasted by fellow radio talker Sean Hannity, who wrote in response, "I thought you were a libertarian. Also, I go back to the fact that you have changed. Trump's wife is a mother, and what she did in the past doesn't make my top 10,000 list of problems we face as a nation. It was her job as a model." Please, go out, look for those photos. And if you get offended by that, pull the stick out of your ass. People need to lighten the hell up. And if Beck's a libertarian, then that's what libertarians are like. And I see the rabbitness of libertarian. And I've been looking for a party because the Republican Party just doesn't seem to be for me. From what I'm seeing, it's not for me. No. And the Libertarian Party, no, they're too rabid. Too rabid. Something in my eye. Well, something besides my finger. I've seen it. If you don't agree blindly 100%, you don't believe in the Constitution. No, I just don't believe your argument. You don't believe in the Constitution. They're too rabid. No, I can't do that. I mean, we have libertarians in this area, and I was going to go to a meeting, but they had some video up of their meeting. Said no. They're against military and all that. No. Some would argue that dredging up past indiscretion is a dangerous tactics for a former morning zoo shock jock whose on-air antics were famous for being excessively cruel even for that medium. Beck was the first, but not the last crew surrogate to attack Trump's wife. This week, an online attack ad featured an image of the Slovenian-born fashion model from a GQ magazine photo shoot in 2000 before she married Trump. And we talked about it in the last article about this. Now, what's funny is my mom she's not ashamed of the woman body, female body. She said you should be proud of it. But she's also one that doesn't want to see women flaunting everything everywhere. She doesn't condemn people for their action, but she even looked at it and she's like, there's nothing showing. There is nothing showing. And to try to explain the photo that they put out, she is naked. She's laying on her stomach on a fur coat or something like that. It's very furry. Her arms, she's on her elbows with her arms crossed in front of her and some cleavage showing. Less than some of the shirts I've seen women wear around town. You see down the left side of her body. You see the left cheek. And I mean the left cheek, the side of her buttocks. And just the side view of the body. That's it. You can see she's not wearing anything, but you don't see anything. And that is this big to-do that she's posing naked for lesbian porn. How is that naked lesbian porn? It just... And the Republican strategist, Liz Mayer, dumbass, blonde-haired idiot, I don't know if she's blonde hair, but that was a bonehead maneuver, who runs the super PAC responsible for that, claimed it was directed specifically at Mormon women in Utah. After facing blowback on Twitter for slut shaming, which I don't, the GOP frontrunner's wife, she tweeted out, "I'm fine with Melanie's prior work, but I'm not a Mormon woman. I also want to defeat her husband." So you have no issue with what's being done, but you're going to make it an issue and lie just to defeat her husband. Then she gets all upset, which we'll talk about in a little bit, when she gets lambasted and attacked for her actions. Then she wants to blame Trump supporters for the attack on her. I don't understand it. You step up, you do this, you go low and scummy, and it's everybody else's fault. And Republicans have been bitching about the left not taking responsibility. Well, people, this is a look into a Cruz presidency. They will not take responsibility for anything. They will point the fingers just as Obama has done. He will blame other people, just as Obama's done. It is and now they're trying to go after the truck, and he's attacking Cruz's wife. Here's the tweet. Trump was pissed because I'll tell you this. I give credit to Trump because I would have jumped on my airplane, found Cruz, and knocked his teeth down his throat. You attack my wife, I'm going to knock your teeth down your throat. No, I just did not threaten Cruz. I'm saying that's what Trump should have done. And if you attack my wife, that's probably would be the hypothetical result. But Trump goes on Twitter and just says, "Lying Ted Cruz just used a picture of Melanie from a GQ shoot in his ad. Be careful, lying Ted, or I'll spill the beans on your wife." Now, they attacked his wife. Cruz's wife should be fair games. But no, lying Ted Cruz. He is about as honest as Obama. And the more he opens his mouth, the more tactics that he uses, the less I like him. Even if he wins the nomination at this point, hell no would I touch him. I don't know if I could because he is exactly like Obama to me. The comparisons, he just keeps making it stronger and stronger. And the only ones I see that don't see the comparison, don't see it, are the Cruz supporters. They're the ones that don't see it. Everybody else is starting to see. And Cruz's response is, "Don, pics of your wife, not from us." Well, it's from one of his PACs. And Donald, if you try to attack Heidi, you're more of a coward than I thought. Classless. Well, you know what, Cruz? That is you. You are a fucking coward. You are a lying piece of shit, and you're no better than Obama. And you are classless, Ted. You are a scumbag, Ted. And you don't deserve the supporters that you have. You don't deserve the position that you have. You are no better than a liberal. You're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on shrmedia.com and High Plains Radio. We'll be right back.
done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
You have been listening to Reaver Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch the Reaver Common Sense Show, hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on shrmedia.com and highplains.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else, so consider this your fair warning.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
You got a business. That you didn't build that.
a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean,
Dude, I'm not saying capitalist to it, bro.
Sackhead Clint,
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, cause I'm drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on shrmedia.com.
Every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, it is the Reaver After Dark, hosted by Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe, and Jersey Crash, right here on shrmedia.com and highplainsdailynews.com.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guide. Because truth is not always pleasant.
If you missed any of the Reaver of Common Sense or Reaver After Dark show,
I don't want to be me. I don't want to be anymore.
just go to Reaver.one. While you're there, click the like button so you can keep up with everything Reaver. Now, back to the show.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show.
And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I am your host, Jersey Joe. The Jersey Takeover is here. It has expanded to 2 hours every day, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you want to join the conversation, go to shrmedia.com, click on the chat room button, join the conversation. If you want to watch a live stream, go to Reaver.one, click on the live video, and now you have the live stream. When it comes to the Reaver store, unfortunately, and it was very quick, I had problems with print order. One order, and it went to hell. So I've now partnered up with a new company and started a new store, and they offer a larger variety of items. So if you want to support the show, go to Reaver.one, click on the Reaver store. You'll be taken right to the store, and pick yourself up a bumper sticker, a regular sticker. I even got a skateboard, a Reaver skateboard. All right. So real quick before we go back to about the anti-Trump and attacking his wife, I just saw this on Fox and Friends first Facebook page. Emory University now offering emergency counseling after students protested alleged pro-Trump chalk writing on campus. So someone wrote with chalk, pro-Trump. And it was Trump 2016. Nothing vulgar, nothing offensive. And they protested it. Oh my God, someone's a Trump supporter on this campus. Oh, we got to protest it. No, God, I need counseling. Are we raising that big of a pussies nowadays? Are they that thin-skinned that they cannot take opposing views? Have we become that weak as a country? Please tell me we haven't. This is ridiculous. They need counseling because they did a protest against someone writing with chalk that they were pro-Trump. Now they need counseling. And real quick, let's go to all these protests that have been going on. How about the fact that they're finding the Craigslist ads to hire people? Not, hey, come out and protest. It's, come on out, we're going to pay you to do this. That is not protesting at that point. That is hiring perkinaries. I'm trying to start a new word. The perks. Protesting mercenaries. Perks. Procenaries. That's it. Procenaries. They don't know about the subject and they don't care. They're getting paid. We're finding out more and more of these anti-Trump rallies and protests are paid people. They got to pay people to go and protest Trump. They're bringing people from out of the states. Arizona, one of the women that was arrested for chaining herself to the car because she did not want Trump in Arizona, lives in New Orleans. Oh, and she has ties to George Soros. What's funny is every time you look at something like this, there is a tie back directly to George Soros. But they only cry about the Koch brothers. The world is going to hell in a handbasket. Mitt Romney mocks Donald Trump's foreign-born wife. The person who lost a slam dunk election is mocking somebody. The man who had God knows how many Americans that wanted somebody else besides Obama lost a slam dunk election. He lost. And he's going to come out and run his mouth like he's some kind of hero. You're a loser. You lost. Take your loss. Go crawl underneath the rock. You showed your true colors when you came out recently. I don't care that you're not a Trump supporter, but the attacks you're trying to do shows that you a loser. and you're a sore loser at this point. The 2012 Republican loser nominee Mitt Romney took a swipe at GOP frontrunner Donald Trump during a GOP dinner on Tuesday, mocking him for his foreign-born wife. Donald Trump has had several foreign wives. It turns out that there really are jobs Americans won't do. Yeah, real funny. Real funny. 2 of Trump's 3 wives were from other countries. Ivana, Trump's first wife, was born in Czechoslovakia, and Trump's current wife, Melanie, is Slovenian. Trump's previously took a swipe at Romney, questioning whether or not Romney was a Mormon during a campaign rally in Utah. Romney responded to that jab on Tuesday night, mocking him. He could have just asked my wives. Funny. Don't give up your day job. Wait, what is it? Losing elections, Romney? I don't find your rhetoric funny. You lost a slam dunk election. And you lost it. You got beat up by Obama and never returned fire. The only job Obama has created was Romney bending over for him. I'm just so sick. The GOP is supposed to be a party, well, not like what's showing. They look like a bunch of crying, whining losers. They're not getting their way, so they're crying and whining and acting out. And they're acting like fucking liberals. That's the worst part of it. And now you have the head of the anti-Trump PAC threatening criminal charges against Trump supporter. The head of an anti-Donald Trump super PAC threatens to on Twitter to file criminal charges against Trump supporters. She is the founder of the anti-Trump PAC, Make America Great, is under fire after launching an ad in Utah depicting First Lady candidate Melanie Trump, a model posing nude and encouraging people to vote for Ted Cruz. The ad was attacked by the established media for slut-shaming Melanie Trump. Liz has been defending her ad, saying that she doesn't care if Melanie posed for photo shoots, but that Mormons in Utah probably would. So she is telling people what to think and what to feel. And now this scumbag of a person, Liz, claims that, as she put it, Trumpkins are calling my mother on the phone. I've lowered myself and attacked somebody, and now people are coming back at me, and I'm going to call the police. Wah! I'm going to call the police. I did a bad thing, and I attacked a person, and now I'm getting attacked back, and I'm going to cry. And thank God the weekend's almost here. Thank God the weekend is almost here. I am going to spend Friday and Saturday out of doing nothing with politics. Stuff like this, it's just, it's revolting me. It's disgusting. One of the reasons I don't like Democrats is because of these childish tactics. And what does the Republican Party do? It does the same thing. And don't tell me about Trump is so evil and all that, and he's going to destroy the GOP. Well, the GOP said the same thing about Ronald Reagan. So sick of it. So sick of all this shit. I got into a discussion and I'm so sick of it. I'm sick of attacks like this. That's the part. And it's not even okay. This is what Cruz is going to do. We need to put Cruz up. No, Cruz's campaign is how to stop Trump. That is a losing mentality. That is a losing mentality. Liz, who is a dual citizen of the United States and the United Kingdoms, has criticized Katie Packer, who runs another anti-Trump group called Our Principal PAC. Liz made it clear that her efforts are trying to swing the race to Ted Cruz. Cruz has denied any involvement in Liz's ads, but he has not denounced those tactics used. Liz resigned from Scott Walker's Political Action Committee in March, one day after she publicly joined the team after it was revealed she disparaged the people of Iowa. In other news, I see Iowa is once again embarrassing itself in the GOP this morning. Thanks, guys. The sooner we remove Iowa's front-running status, the better off American politics and policy will be. I think Liz needs to go back to the UK. The tone of some of my tweets concerning Iowa was at odds with that which Governor Scott has always encouraged in political discord. She then resigned from Scott Walker. She's claiming Trump supporters are calling her mother and making threats and all this. I do not condone those actions. And I don't believe this woman. The woman has been a scumbag, cheap shot artist. And the fact that she basically was forced to resign from Scott Walker's committee and goes to Ted Cruz, and while helping Ted Cruz. And Ted Cruz stands there and yells at Trump that he needs to denounce someone saying that they think people should vote for. Yeah, I'll get right on that, Cruz. You scumbag, lowlife, piece of shit. I rank you the same as Obama. Sure you didn't go to know Obama back in your Harvard days? Because it seems like he has been tutoring you on how to run an election. It is getting disgusting with Cruz. And I laugh because it's going into the Northeast for votes now for the primaries. And he thinks he can win New York after insulting New York. Remember, New York citizens, Cruz does not like your New York values, your New York conservative values. He thinks they are liberal at the base of it. He does not believe New Yorkers can be conservative. That, to me, is saying the tri-state, that whole area, Rhode Island, New Jersey, Pennsylvania. That's an insult to all of you. And it's an insult to me. I was born in Pennsylvania, raised in New Jersey. Yeah. Cruz thinks he can win that area. If he wins those areas, I will claim shenanigans with the votes. The polls are showing him ahead. He's ahead in New Jersey in the last poll that was done. He's ahead in New York. And I think he's ahead in Pennsylvania. I haven't checked Pennsylvania yet. But with that, you're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense. Right here on High Plains Pundit Radio and SHRmedia.com. We'll be right back.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
You have been listening to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch the Reaver of Common Sense show, hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on SHRmedia.com and HighPlainsDailyNews.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else, so consider this your fair warning.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
You got a business. That you didn't build that.
a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean,
Dude, I'm not saying Kaplan is stupid, bro.
Sackhead Clint,
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, 'cause I'm drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on SHRmedia.com.
Every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, it is the Reaver After Dark, hosted by Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe, and Jersey Crash, right here on SHRmedia.com and HighPlainsDailyNews.com.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guy. Because truth is not always pleasant.
If you missed any of the Reaver of Common Sense or Reaver After Dark show,
I don't want to be me. I don't want to be anymore.
just go to Reaver.one. While you're there, click the like button so you can keep up with everything Reaver. Now, back to the show.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show.
And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I am your host, Jersey Joe. So I looked it up during break, and on a national average, Trump has a 14.5 lead in Pennsylvania. It can change. The Pennsylvania primary isn't for a while, but right now Trump does have the lead. I know he has the lead in New York and New Jersey. So, I mean, he gets that Northeast corridor. I mean, he's almost done with his numbers. Still has California, and he's leading California. Cruz keeps talking how he's all this, and he keeps saying, well, wait till this state comes. Wait till this state comes. Those states have gone by. Wow, you won Utah. Wow. You won your own state. Wow. Wow. You don't have that many wins compared to what Trump's doing. And as you said, you're now focused on how to stop Trump, not how to get elected. It's pretty telling about your campaign right there. Robert Jeffries rebukes Glenn Beck for criticizing Southern evangelists. Robert Pastor of a 12,000-member First Baptist Church in Dallas, Texas, is rebuking talk radio host Glenn Beck for his recent criticism of evangelist Christians who live in the South and are not supporting Ted Cruz. Although throughout the South, the evangelists are not listening to their gods, Beck said at a rally in Utah on Monday. Beck's wacko comment speaks for itself. Jeffress, tells Breitbart News. However, by using the phrase, their God, to refer to the God we evangelist Christians worship, Beck is finally admitting that the true God of the Bible is different than the God of the Book of Mormon. I congratulate Beck for his honesty in differentiating between the two. However, I am somewhat puzzled that Beck claims to know how the God Christians worship would vote in a Republican primary. And I was talking to my wife. That's one of the things I said. How does he know? How is he speaking for God? How is he speaking for God for a different religion that he doesn't follow? His rhetoric speaks for himself. The guy is a danger to society. Beck, a Mormon, has endorsed Cruz and has spoken on his behalf at numerous rallies around the country. And one of the things I talked about last night on the Reaver After Dark show with Crash is fine. I don't care what religion he is. But he's sitting there praising Ted Cruz, calling him the next priesthood and holding him up on this pedestal, which by Christianity standards, the evangelists and other types of Christianity, is a sin. And Cruz, who's supposed to be a true Christian, when he got up on stage after being put up on a pedestal by Beck, instead of saying, thank you for the honor, but I am a humble servant of God. I am none of those, but thank you for the compliment. No, he got up and accepted what was said about him. And I honestly believe he's starting to believe the rhetoric about him. I don't know any true Christian would have taken what Beck had to say and accepted it. He would understand that it would have been a sin. He would have humbly thanked him and humbly turned down those comments. But no, Cruz thinks he is above everybody else. Cruz thinks he is this great one that's being called into service and held to a higher plane. It's one prominent academic who specializes in American religion takes exception to Beck's comment as well. Amusing that Mr. Beck is referring to evangelists who vote for Trump. I would make the distinction that Beck does not. The Bible certainly offers principles on how to think about government and politics. The Bible does not, however, tell us which individual candidate to vote for. Dr. Thomas S. Kidd, distinguished professor of history and associate director of the Institute for Studies of Religion at Ballard University in Waco, Texas, tells Breitbart News. If other Christians don't vote for our preferred candidate, we should not say that they are not listening to God. None of us has special access to God's opinions about candidates. There are many reasons why devout Christians should hesitate to vote for Donald Trump, but God has not revealed Ted Cruz as the divine anointed alternative either. A number of evangelist Christians who live in the South are also critical of Beck's fusion of theology and politics. Say what you want, but as a Southern Christian, I'm pretty sure my God doesn't like politicians behaving like diamond pinky ring wearing TV preachers, telling lies and trying to guilt people into donating their dollars to false causes. Stefan Skaggs, a resident of Pensacola, Florida, posted on her Facebook page Tuesday. Skaggs says she is the former national chairman of the Glenn Beck-inspired 9/12 Project. She has put it the best way so far, and that's it. He is one of those 1980 TV evangelists preachers, when all he's doing is trying to increase his revenue, increase his wealth. The man is a snake oil salesman. I don't trust them. Criticism of Beck's attack on evangelist Christians who live in the South and are not supporting Cruz were echoed by several participants in the February 25th Breitbart focus group conducted of evangelist Christians in Tennessee who said they intend to vote in the March 1st GOP presidential primary in the volunteer state. It has been very disconcerting to see Beck traveling with Cruz. Elizabeth, who voted for Cruz in Tennessee's primary and participated in one of the February 25th focus groups. I have had a nagging concern about Cruz's integrity. His association with Beck confirms this. Beck is pushing his Mormon faith, which from an evangelistic perspective is heretical. There. I can't speak again. Every day I seem to go through this small period where I go blah, 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 blah. I don't say blah, blah, blah. Sorry, I find that funny as anything. I love that. I do not say blah, blah, blah. Apparently, Cruz has no discomfort being called the fulfillment of a false prophecy. The fact that evangelists have not fully embraced Cruz, but Mormons have, is troubling to someone who voted for Cruz, but now questions the decision, Elizabeth concluded. And that's a problem, even if he does become the nominee. I don't think he's going to get the vote from the evangelist South. I am not going to say he won't because I can't speak for people on their behalf. But a lot of evangelists are questioning Cruz's religious belief and his association with Beck. I've been saying for a while now, Beck is hurting Cruz. He's making Cruz sound a little hypocritical. I am disgusted by Beck's comments, and he should be ashamed for casting stones. Jim, a Trump supporter and small business owner who participated in the focal group. Are we counting sins? Let's see. Cruz has lied on multiple occasions, smeared Trump horribly. I'm trying to make sense out of this next one, but wasn't tithing while making over $250,000. I turned Glenn Beck out a long time ago, or I tuned Glenn Beck out a long time ago. Martha, a Trump alternative delegate and focus group participant, tells Breitbart News, no, two other participants in the focal group ran as Cruz delegates in Tennessee. I think he has issues and is in no position to determine who is or is not listening to anything or anyone, including God. His hysteric do nothing but turn me off, whether it's this or anything else, she says of Beck. As I said, Beck is turning a lot of people off to Cruz. His rhetoric, and Cruz is not helping by he's by his silence. He is accepting those comments, and it's turning off a large portion of our population, and they're finding him as a sinner and basically a false idol he is holding himself up to. He is Glenn Beck, and what Cruz is doing now is what gives religion a bad name. He is what gives the Republican Party a bad name. The more he speaks, the longer that this primary goes, the worse I think of Cruz. He is not this man that he seems to be. He is nothing but a dog and pony show. Everything has been choreographed to make him look like an anti-establishment candidate. But yet, he is endorsed by Romney, establishment. Graham, and Graham's doing fundraising for him now. Ooh, ultra establishment. And now, which we knew was coming, not only does Neil Bush work for Ted Cruz now on his campaign, Jeb Bush is now endorsing, and Cruz is accepting. Cruz is that little kid in school who always badmouthed the popular kids. And someone last night could not get this analogy and kept running back about the social aspect of it. Cruz is that kid that mocks the popular. But once the popular kids accept him into the fold, he does not mock the popular kids. The whole time, he wanted to be part of the popular group. And no, I'm not saying Cruz is a little kid. Well, yeah, I am. But he may be going on about anti-establishment. He might have been anti-establishment. That was because he wasn't accepted at first. And now that he is being accepted, he is welcoming it fully and glad to be a part of it. This whole anti-established rhetoric was to make him look like something that he is not. It's And I love Trump's establishment. He's been buying off politicians. He's part of the establishment. No, he isn't. He's a businessman. And when you do business, sometimes you have to do things that you don't want to do to make your company successful. If you run your company on full morals and political standing, your company is not going to go anywhere. It's going to falter. You're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on High Plains Radio and shrmedia.com. I can't believe I had a brain fart on that. We'll be right back.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
You have been listening to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch the Reaver of Common Sense show, hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on shrmedia.com and highplains.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else, so consider this your fair warning.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
You got a business. That you didn't build that.
a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean,
Dude, I'm not saying capitalist doing it wrong.
Sackhead Clint,
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, 'cause I'm drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on shrmedia.com.
Every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, it is the Reaver After Dark, hosted by Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe, and Jersey Crash, right here on shrmedia.com and highplainsdailynews.com.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guy. Because truth is not always pleasant.
If you missed any of the Reaver of Common Sense or Reaver After Dark show.
I don't want to be me. I don't want to be anymore.
Just go to Reaver.one. While you're there, click the like button so you can keep up with everything Reaver. Now, back to the show.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show.
And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I am your host, Jersey Joe. The Jersey Takeover is here. We have expanded to 2 hours every day, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you want to be part of the conversation, just go to shrmedia.com, click on the chat room button, join the conversation. If you want to watch a live stream, go to Reaver.one, click on the live stream, live show button. Also, if you want to support SHR Media and the Reaver Common Sense Show, you can. Go to Reaver.one, click on the Reaver store, get a SHR bumper sticker, get a Reaver sticker, shirt, hoodie, even tote bags. I even have a Reaver skateboard. We've been talking about the attacks on Melanie Trump, Beck's rhetoric. Some people have fired back at Beck about the people that voted for Trump are not listening to their gods. That is the talk of someone that believes too much in his own bullshit. When you start speaking and saying that people are doing stuff and you know what God's thinking, I've said it to my wife several times. I didn't know God cared about who got elected to what position. There's bigger things that I believe God has to worry about than who gets elected and who doesn't. He's got on Verizon. I now have the Blaze channel. I literally turned it on for like a minute, wanted to throw up, turned it off, won't go back to it ever again. I can see why he was fired from Fox now. One person's comment was, I was offended by Glenn Beck's comment as I was by Romney's speech several weeks ago. My God does not tell me how to vote. I believe God expects me to be involved in the political process for the good of his people and the advancement of his kingdom, she continued. I believe I am called to vote according to the morals and the teachings of Jesus. I believe we should vote for the candidate who will enforce the expectation of personal accountability for one's life and actions and the protection of our country and its citizens. I do not believe that God endorses a specific candidate, and Beck's comment seems judgmental and manipulative to me. I am not anti-Trump. He is my second choice, but for the record, they voted for Cruz, and I'm still offended by Glenn Beck. The February 25th Breitbart focus group of evangelist Christians in Tennessee confirms the polling research of the Barna Group, the leading pollster of evangelist Christians, which found that committed evangelists are more supportive of Cruz and culture evangelists are more supportive of Trump. It just keeps getting better and better. Now, more people are, I don't want to say jumping on the bandwagon, but the headline was disturbing pattern of untruthfulness. Team Kasich says Ted Cruz lying about New York ballot. He has constantly been attacking other candidates, and his supporters sit there and don't call him out on his bullshit. He is the one that went after Carson about dropping out, caused that whole issue. He has gone after Rubio And now he's going after Kasich. Now, I don't like Kasich. I didn't like Cruz. I like Carson. But it seems like a pattern is going on here. And then what does Cruz do? He raises his hand and says, it's not me. I didn't do it. It was a volunteer. It was this person. It was that person. But it wasn't me. It wasn't me. There is a pattern growing here with Cruz. The presidential campaign for Ohio Governor John Kasich is crying foul over reports that rival candidate Ted Cruz said in a private Manhattan meeting that Kasich didn't make the ballot in New York State. Now, Kasich should not be on the Pennsylvania ballot. But the challenge was put in late, and that candidate backed out. The lawyer for Kasich admits they were short on the number of signatures on the petition. They admit it. They admitted there was names on there that put them over the number that weren't authentic, weren't to be counted. They put it in falsely knowing, but because it was the appeal was put in 30 minutes short, they were fighting that. They didn't fight that there were short candidates, or signatures. They fought the timing of the petition. And then Rubio dropped out, so the person who filed that lawsuit dropped the lawsuit. So Kasich is on Pennsylvania, and it seems like it's becoming very common. We've proven that Obama was short in Illinois on signatures, and he shouldn't have been on the ballot. Now Kasich, his own lawyer admitted he was short, but yet they're still on there. But I bet you if I put in those signatures, everyone would have been scrutinized top to bottom. And if I was short even one, it would have been tossed out. Kasich spokesman Rob Nichols told Breitbart News exclusive on Tuesday night after reports surfaced that Cruz falsely said Kasich won't be on the ballot in the Empire State. Look, we all saw what Ted Cruz people did to Carson in Iowa, and we also saw what they tried to say about us in Illinois, suggesting we wouldn't be on the Illinois ballot, when in fact we were on the ballot in Illinois. And now we're seeing him and his people say that we're not going to be on the ballot in New York, when I am currently looking at a picture of the ballot in New York with John Kasich's name on it. This is a disturbing pattern. We think this race should be above that, and our campaign will never drop to this level on truthfulness. Now, if we all remember, Cruz is a lawyer, which means he is a trained liar. He understands, even if he is caught lying, which he has been time and time again, it still leaves a shadow of a doubt in the minds of people. And he understands that doubt can change one person's vote, even when the lie has been proven to be a lie. This is a glimpse into a Ted Cruz presidency. And it is a carbon copy of Obama's presidency. The difference is Obama has a better, is more charismatic. I can't speak today. More charming, and has a better poker face than Cruz. Yes, I'm giving Obama a backhanded comment. It's scary what Cruz is turning into. And the more I see, the more it pisses me off. Why? Because I was a Cruz supporter at one time. And I feel like I've been bamboozled, hoodwinked. And my dad told me from the start, no, something about him. No. And I said, nah, Dad, that you're wrong on this. Cruz would make a good president. And now more and more what I'm seeing, and my dad's just sitting there with a smile on his face. My dad is not the type to tell you, told him so. But I looked at him, I said, you can say it, Dad. You called it. You told me. Something with Cruz is not right. He is everything. He's turning out to be everything that everybody is complaining about within politics. But he's had this dog and pony show in front of him. I guess you can call him the Wizard of Oz. He's been sitting behind that curtain, pulling the strings, making him appear like a wizard. But once you look behind the curtain and saw the real man, you saw a con artist. And if you know the story of Wizard of Oz, he was a con artist. And that is what Ted Cruz is. Ted Cruz is everything that we are standing up against in this election. But he has put this smoke and mirrors in front of him. But the true Ted Cruz is an established politician. He's part of the establishment. He just does this dog and pony show. The attendees at the Ted Cruz event said Cruz told them Kasich may not make New York ballot. The claim was also highly highlighted by the Texas Tribune dedicated Ted Cruz reporter who tweeted about it. Cruz closed press meetings with about 100 people, according to Pickett, was at the Metropolitan Republican Club on Manhattan's Upper East Side. For some reason, I get that moving on up theme in my head. To the east side, to a deluxe apartment in the sky. Sorry. Something's not right in Denmark. Something's not right. Something is not adding up. What the heck? Hearing a little bit of noise. Within that closed meeting, Cruz told the New York Republican group that it is a two-man race and that nominating Trump is surrendering the election to Hillary Clinton. Yeah, his whole election is that. I love his Common Core math. I can't beat Trump, but I could beat Hillary Clinton. Cruz also called Ohio Governor Kasich a spoiler. One attendee told the Daily Caller and noted to attendees that Kasich may not make the ballot in New York. At least 5 GOP county chairmen were in attendance, including Westchester's county chair, New York State GOP chairman, and Manhattan County GOP chairwoman. Cruz campaign national spokeswoman told Breitbart News on Wednesday morning that Cruz didn't say that. Ted said Kasich may drop out before New York after losing badly in Arizona and Utah and Wisconsin. And he has, I don't even believe Ted Cruz when he starts talking about that anymore, because he has called so many people. Yes, they have eventually dropped out, But he keeps, oh, no, they're dropping out. They're dropping out. Don't vote for him. They're dropping out. Vote for me. They're dropping out. They're dropping out. They're dropping out. You know, is that his campaign? Don't vote for Trump. I'm going to make sure Trump doesn't get the nominee. Not, I am going to win, and don't vote for Trump because we don't want him the nominee. And this person's dropping out, so you should vote for it. I've never seen a primary like this. But what I have seen is the live stream from the Reaver of Common Sense. You can go to reaver.one, click on the live stream, and watch the show. Right now, you're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on HP Pundit and SHR Media. Be right back.
Done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
You have been listening to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch the Reaver of Common Sense show, hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on shrmedia.com and highplains.dailynews.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else, so consider this your fair warning.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
You got a business. That you didn't build that.
a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean,
Dude, I'm not saying capitalist, dude, bro.
Sackhead Clint,
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, cause I'm drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on shrmedia.com.
Every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, it is the Reaver After Dark, hosted by Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe, and Jersey Crash, right here on shrmedia.com and highplains.dailynews.com.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guide. Because truth is not always pleasant.
If you missed any of the Reaver of Common Sense or Reaver After Dark show,
I don't want to be me. I don't want to be anymore.
just go to Reaver.one. While you're there, click the like button so you can keep up with everything Reaver. Now, back to the show.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show.
And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I am your host, Jersey Joe, trying to make sense out of the senseless. The Jersey Takeover is here. We have expanded to 2 hours every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you want to be part of the show, just go to shrmedia.com, click on the chat room button, join the conversation, just as Dave, the unpleasant guy, has jumped in the chat. Hey, Dave. If you want to watch a live stream, just go to Reaver.one, click on the live video button. We can't make it any easier than that. It's so easy, a liberal can do it. Even though they don't dare to come in. If you want to support the show, go to Reaver.one, click on the Reaver store. You can also support SHR Media. You can buy bumper stickers, t-shirts, hoodies. I got a not massive, but a huge selection of different items to choose from. It's a new store than I had originally. I had a problem with the original company and still not happy with it. And I'm still waiting on some refunds to give to a customer. One order and it went to hell in a handbasket that quick. And I still tried to continue to solve the issues, but this company, it just, everything was, you do it. Yeah, you're by yourself today. I don't know where Kel is. And I've been by myself today, all by myself. Everything this company was, you do it. They don't want to help. And it's Print Aura, and it's their customer support sucks. And now they've lost a customer. Sorry, I find that funny. Dave, the unpleasant guy, said, "Oh, cool, Joe. Glad you can at least see me." Sorry, that made me chuckle. But yeah, so I have a new company, and if you want to support the show, just go to Reaver.one. That is Reaver.one. And just go through and see you have something you like, pick it, order it, and wear it with pride. So, a little bit of news. Bobby Jindal made a huge endorsement. Huge. And Trump is smiling. Governor Bobby Jindal, when running for president, didn't always see eye to eye with conservative businessman Donald J. Trump. No longer in the race, Jindal has watched the political establishment attack and smear Trump. They have called Trump racist, bigot, and even shared pictures from his wife's modeling days. When Jindal has had enough, he has rejected the Never Trump movement and made a bold announcement that he's standing with Trump. The GOP establishment is done for, he said on MSNBC's Meet the Press. This race shows that. Jindal believes Trump's success is a death knell for the establishment Republicans, who don't seem to understand why the primary voting base is so upset. He noted Republican voters are angry and frustrated, and in some part, the Republican Party deserves some of that frustration. Donald Trump should serve as a wake-up call. He also opposes a brokered convention, as any movement to steal the election from Trump would discredit party leadership. He reminded GOP leaders that when huge chunks of your base are telling you something, you have to listen to them. Let the voters speak. Otherwise, the establishment should be ignoring, the establishment would be the will of the voter. And I agree, Dave. Yeah, not some. They deserve all of it. The GOP deserves all of it. I don't agree with what he's saying, but I could maybe understand. He is playing politics there. But yes, they deserve all of it. I don't play politics. I say what's on my mind and mind what I say. Jindal will support Trump if he's the Republican nominee and is encouraging the rest of his party to do so. And yes, it's if they brokered convention, even contested convention. I'm sorry, both of them. No, and whoever goes in with the largest lead, well, also depends on how far you're away from the number. I mean, if you're 700 delegates, no, you're not close enough. But if you go in there and you're at 1,000, 1,001, 1,002, that person should be the nominee. Yeah, no, walkout will happen. I know, I keep hearing 70% don't want Trump. I love how they start adding other people's numbers up. The last poll that I saw out there, and if you want, I'll look it up. He was at like 49% approval or national rate. He may have broken 50 by now. And Cruz's numbers are not better than Trump's. If it was, he'd be beating him. Even contested, I'm sorry, there's not much difference between the two. There's not much difference. No, I disagree with that one. It's whoever is in the lead should have it. And if Cruz passes Trump, so be it. But either which way, the GOP is in trouble. Either which way. They have been shitting on the people. They have been shitting all over the people for years. They have been pushing their candidates, and they failed for 8 years now on us. We, as a people, pushed them into power in the House and the Senate, and they shit on us. It's the GOP just, it's infuriating. But I honestly don't think we're even going to get to a contested. I don't. I know the anti-Trump movement says he can't make it, but then you have other pundits that are showing the numbers that he can easily make it and go over. There's enough leads out there, and there's still some winner take all. He's ahead of where Romney was at this time, and Romney made it with ease. What they're doing is saying that he can't make it is a psychological attack, and what it is trying to make people think, well, he can't get it. I might as well give in and go with Cruz because he's the one that's going to win it in the convention. So I might as well give up on my thought. The Democrats do it they try this psychological, I don't want to call it warfare because it's not warfare, but they try this little psychological move to make you fall in line to do what they want. They make you think that you're the only one out there thinking it. And liberals have been doing it for years. They try to make you think you are the only one that has that thought and that you should just give in to what everybody else is doing. Yeah, and also, Dave, it's not just, I mean, I'm hearing Cruz supporters and, they're even saying that Trump is the inevitable one also. It's pretty fair that more than just one side is saying it. And I'm not saying my point of view. It is a lot that are even saying that. And I think it's a fight right now. And I wonder sometime if this whole anti-Trump movement is not something like a reverse psychology to piss people off, that to push them towards Trump. Because that's what they've been doing mostly with their attacks, is pushing people towards Trump. Their attacks haven't stopped people from supporting. It's pushed them towards Trump. And I really wonder if they see what's going on and they keep doing the same attacks over and over again. But this one attacking Trump's wife is low and disgusting. I can see him doing that. Now, I agree with you, David. I'm wondering if this all also is a dog a pony show to get people to back him. They may have at first wanted to attack him, but they're seeing what's going on, and they keep bringing up the brokered and the contested and all this and pissing people off, and they got the base really fired up. We're getting record numbers during primary voting. I mean, because if not, that just means that they're that stupid that they're destroying themselves, and they're watching it, and they're not stopping it. I hope to God they're not that stupid. But first part of my show you missed, Dave, and it was, I'm tired of the shots. I'm tired of the low blow shots that they've been taking on Melanie Trump. That is disgusting, and that is low. Dang. It was like the first part of my show was like dragging a little bit because I woke up late, and it just flew by after about 11:30. It just feels like it just whew. But we still have a show tomorrow. Hopefully everybody will return tomorrow. Yeah, me and Dave last night during the Sackhead shows, we were on opposite end of the spectrums, and you know, we didn't agree on it. I like the way you put it. We argued like a sack of cats on crack, but we did it on issues and departed as friends. And that's what everybody forgets. You can disagree on anything in life and still be friends. And if you're agreeing with everything on somebody, that's not good. There's no way of going forward with everybody having the same idea. Until tomorrow, it's been fun. And I want to say have a great day. You've been listening to the Reaver of Common Sense with its host, Jersey Joe. You can tune in every day, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on hppundit.com and shrmedia.com.